What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Sunday night, ladies and gentlemen? We got some Sunday night football going on currently right now. We got a division matchup. We got the Giants versus the Washington Commanders. And of course, nothing new, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, everybody? How are you guys doing? I am doing fantastic. Obviously, I thought I would have been a little bit more mad after this loss. I'm truly not. I think I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, this is who we are, right? I mean, I think I've known this from the at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 games in. Like, I kind of knew this from the get already, right? Where I'm like, okay, this is who we are. It doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. You know what I mean? It still hurts to lose, especially against a Broncos team where you really truly thought that you were going to beat this team out of the water because of how bad they looked. Man, they looked so much better without Russell Wilson, so much better. So it's crazy. Like, I'm not mad. I'm truly am not. Like, at this point, we got 3 games left. Like, what is there to say at this point, right? What's there to say? Cliff Kingsbury saying the same thing over and over again. You know, bless his heart. He's saying the same thing over and over again, but there's no answer here at all. There's no answer for the Arizona Cardinals because Cliff doesn't have the answer for it. It's just 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time. And right now we're sitting with 3 games left. 3 games left. We got the Falcons, which I don't think we will beat. At this point, I don't think we'll beat the Falcons. We got the Bucks. That's no way in hell right there. No way in hell. And then we got the 49ers. We might go on 3 more losing games, ladies and gentlemen. But as of right now, we have a lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, there was some breaking news that went down today in the world of the Arizona Cardinals pertaining to Steve Keim. We're going to dive into that. We're also going to talk about this game. We're going to dive into that as well. And then just kind of overall talk about the state of the Arizona Cardinals right now, right? Where we're at the draft, who you want, who I want, that type of stuff. We have a lot to talk about in a fun-filled show here. Now, just a quick reminder here, the best way to kind of get involved in the stream is doing what my guy Serbian Sun Devil just did right here, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm going to be doing in this podcast is basically just talking topic to topic. If you want to get involved, definitely send over a super chat. It helps out the community, helps out the channel grow out more. So if you don't, you can definitely just talk amongst each other in the chat. That's cool too. That's absolutely for free. But let me go ahead and give a big shout out to my guy Serbian Sun Devil with the first super sticker of the night. Appreciate the $10 donation, my guy. Thanks a lot. Let's dive right into this, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals are sitting at 4-10, and the Broncos are now 4-10. And the Broncos whipped us 24-15. Now, I think that last score for the Arizona Cardinals, there was really not very much impressing things for me, at least for me as an Arizona Cardinal fan. I wasn't very impressed with anybody in the team except for the defense in the first half. Now, I think we all knew that the Broncos were a really good defense, or at least I knew that the Broncos were a good defense. I'm not sure if the Arizona Cardinals do that, but they have a good defense over there. They truly do. The defense on our side on the second half, in the first half did very well. We actually had a lot of sacks today. A lot of sacks, which it's something to, kind of lean your hat on, right? You got Marcus Golden with the sack, JJ Watt with 3 sacks, Jonathan Ledbetter 1 sack, Majay Sanders getting involved, Tristan Hill. So we got a good amount of pressure on their opposing on their opposing quarterback over there, right? So I think our defense did fairly decent, right? I'm not saying the best. I'm not saying the best, but I mean they did decent. Now, obviously, the second half came through, and my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, we got whipped. We got whipped. Now, in my mind, the whole time, did I think we were going to win this game? I had a little hope that we might win this game, but I knew coming in this game, if the Broncos were going to run the ball down our throats and consistently run it with Latavius Murray, good luck, right? Good luck stopping that, because the Arizona Cardinals aren't built for that type of consistency being on the field as long as we were. Now, if you take a look at the time of possession, there were 32 minutes to our 27 minutes, or 33 minutes to our 27 minutes. So, I mean, their offense was more on the field than ours was, right? So that means our defense is on the field a lot longer than theirs is. So, I mean, it almost kind of seems like our defense, all those starts off good, like we got some pieces, they all kind of just seem to fall apart at the seams. Now, I do believe that a good majority in terms of like why we're seeing this is because they're on the field a lot, right? It almost kind of seems like momentum is kind of punched right out of their stomach. And it just been like that for the Arizona Cardinals for games on games on games. This isn't the first time that the defense kind of just sputtered away, right? In the last part or the second half of the games. This isn't the last time. Ladies and gentlemen, right now the Arizona Cardinals are on a 4-game losing streak. 4-game losing streak. Lost to the 49ers, lost to the Chargers, lost to the Patriots, and now lost to the Broncos. Do we really see another win for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward? I don't know if I do. I truly don't know if I do. I think the defense played pretty decently in the first half. Second half, it all kind of came tumbling down, and I don't blame them at all. I truly don't blame the defense. They did everything they possibly can, and it's, I mean, we are who we are, right? We are who we are. Budda Baker got involved. He got an interception. But any chance that the defense does to try to shift momentum over, anything that they do to try to shift momentum over, boy, here comes the offense. Here comes the offense coming and doing their thing, and they're just not staying on the field. They're not looking productive. They're not looking in sync, and I'm still baffled. Like right now, I'm still baffled that we're an offense with a Marquise Hollywood Brown, a DeAndre Hopkins, Robbie Anderson, AJ Green, and the other, James Conner, and we're 4-10. Like, it's wild, y'all. It's wild. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? The Arizona Cardinals actually had a lead going into the half, right? It was 6-3, but even that lead going into the half, that wasn't safe, y'all. That wasn't safe at all. It was just field goal, and then we made a touchdown in the fourth, but like, man, this offense was just nowhere to be seen, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely nowhere to be seen. Let me give a big shout out to my guy, AZFan1998. He says, Cliff should officially be fired tomorrow. 3rd and long, and you have Colt Rush. This is on Bidwell. Saying it again, Sean Payton and Adrian Wilson. We're going to talk about the GM news and everything that's going to go on with the Arizona Cardinals a little further, so definitely stay tuned for sure. But I agree. This is crazy, y'all. Like, if we were to sit here and say Cliff Kingsbury is still going to have a job with 3 games left, I would be absolutely shocked and surprised. I think the media ended up asking him, okay, so what's next for us, right? And he's like, well, we're next is for us to win another game. That's next. Well, technically, yeah. I mean, that is next for the Arizona Cardinals. But I think the real question is, why are we sucking so bad? Why is our offense looking as lethargic as it is? Like, that's the real question that's being asked to Cliff. And, obviously spins it in a way to kind of negate the truth, right? Right now, we are seeing a coach that has lost all control of a team. I truly do believe we have witnessed a coach that has lost all hope in all sense of his voice by trying to control this team. I don't think Cliff Kingsbury has the locker room won over. You can hear everybody talk however they want to talk, right? You're going to hear people say things like, oh my God, we're going to stick together, right? If you want to watch Hard Knocks, you're probably going to hear people say, oh, we're going to stick together. There's no finger pointing, ladies and gentlemen. We're one team. We're one family. I don't know if Cliff Kingsbury has this locker room under wraps, ladies and gentlemen. I truly don't. Now, being that we got some news for Steve Keim, and we're going to talk a little bit about it a little later on in the stream, it gives me a little bit more excited, right? As an Arizona Cardinal fan, I'm not as edgy. I'm not as on the tip of my seat saying, Michael Bidwell, please, for the love of God, listen to us. Because obviously what ended up happening this morning kind of helped band-aid this loss, at least in my mind. Now, it still sucks, right? It still hurts. Because when you looked at the Broncos on the schedule, we're like, oh, that's a team the Arizona Cardinals should be, right? Ask yourself, right? The people in the chat. We probably all said that to ourselves. Oh, that's a team that the Arizona Cardinals should be. Boy, were we wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Boy, were we wrong. Now, Colt McCoy did his best. Colt McCoy ended up getting hurt. He ended up getting carted away. And he was in, a concussion protocol. Wasn't able to come back. We saw Trace McSorley today. Oh my God, Trace McSorley was bad. Trace McSorley wasn't good, ladies and gentlemen. Trace McSorley wasn't good at all. 7 out of 15, 95 yards, 2 interceptions. He did try to get involved in the run game as well. 1 carry, 8 yards. Trace McSorley wasn't good, y'all, at all. So yes, we're down to our third string quarterback, right? We're down to our third string quarterback. But damn, this looked bad. This was bad. Any sense of the imagination, can you think of the Arizona Cardinals whiffing an opportunity to get a win? This was it. Falcons doesn't seem winnable. No, it doesn't seem winnable at all. Falcons doesn't seem winnable. Tampa doesn't seem winnable. And then we got the 49ers. Good freaking luck. Great, good luck. Let me get to Seth Carpenter in the super chat. He says, well, Mike, we just got eliminated from the playoff contention, so I think there's no immaculate for this team. But Cliff Kingsbury's job ain't safe. But Cliff, yeah, oh yeah. Well, like I said a little earlier, we are going to talk about Steve Keim because we did hear some news, some reports that ended up coming out today pertaining to everything that's been happening with Steve Keim and the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, it's all a big mess, but we're going to dive into it a little later on as well. Appreciate the super chat. Yo, you looked at both of these coaches. Nathaniel Hackett beat us. Nathaniel Hackett beat Cliff Kingsbury. Oh my goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how you feel, but this is not a good showing for Cliff Kingsbury at all. There's reports saying Nathaniel Hackett might be in the hot seat going into the 2023 season. Like he might be a one and done coach. And now Cliff Kingsbury gets out-coached by him? Because if you look over there, it's the same situation that's happening, right? Terrible offensive line. They don't have their quarterback. They got a good running back in Latavius Murray. Very underrated, at least in my mind. The weapons seem good. Or at least I think our weapons are better than their weapons pertaining to the wide receivers. But damn, did they look so much better than we did on offense? Why? Why? Because culture, ladies and gentlemen, culture. This team is no longer on the side of Cliff Kingsbury. The excuses are done. The excuses are over at this very moment, ladies and gentlemen. It's cooked. I don't know if Cliff's getting fired tomorrow. I truly don't. We've been talking about it for the last 5-6 weeks. And every week, every Monday, I'm surprised that he still has a job, right? We're just going to let this fall and let the dominoes fall exactly how they fall. But at this very moment, anybody that has any bright things to say about Cliff Kingsbury, bless your heart. Bless your heart, because I don't know if you are in the majority of people thinking the way that you're thinking. I truly don't. Cliff Kingsbury looks like he lost his locker room. It's wild. It's wild right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's a wild ride that we're living in right now. But that's going to recap this game in a nutshell. I'm not going to go deep in depth of this because, ladies and gentlemen, this game was bad. This game was bad. This game was a bad one. Yes, it ended 24-15, but nah. You watched the whole game. It was a bad game. So the Cardinals didn't really show up. The defense showed up in the beginning, right, in the first half. But other than that, it all kind of seemed like a dumpster fire. Completely slide down, and it's where it is at this very moment. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. All right. I do think at this very moment, although a lot of people believe that rock bottom has already hit this Arizona Cardinal organization, I think this is officially where you can say, Cliff, you lost to Nathaniel Hackett. Rock bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Rock bottom is wild. Is absolutely wild. All right, let's move on here over to the Steve Keim news. Some people don't know this, and I'm super surprised about this. But Steve Keim obviously going through a lot of, situations happening, right? The latest stuff that we ended up getting from Steve Keim, or the news we got from Steve Keim, was that he went on a leave. And everybody was worried, right? What's going on, Steve Keim? Hopefully him for the best. Everything's good. And, we want him to move off, right? We heard it all. And then we ended up hearing the Sean Kugler news. Sean Kugler came out and said, nah, bro, that whole thing in Mexico, that wasn't me. Right. And then that obviously sparked up a lot of controversy in social media. And then everybody was like, oh my God, it was Cliff. Well, or not Cliff. Oh my God, it was Keim. It wasn't Kugler, right? It was kind of a back and forth situation. Now, there was another report came out from the Arizona Cardinals, said that they have all the video evidence in the world to back up their claim that Sean Kugler was rightfully terminated, right? So that's going to end the saga right there. I'm not going to go into detail. That's the saga right there. But rumor today, this morning, there was a latest rumor that came out today, and it said this from CBS Sports. Cardinals expected to move on from general manager Steve Keim. Adrian Wilson, Quentin Harris, strong internal candidates. We're going to talk about this. Let's move on to this, because this is very, very important. Yes, we lost today, but in the grand scheme of things, ladies and gentlemen, this season is lost to begin with, right? The season is a crapshoot of a season. Let me get to this contribution here from Seth. What's up, Seth? Appreciate you. He says, Cliff Kingsbury, he has no faith in the locker room for leadership, but I should be the next head coach candidate. But I would get everyone to the Super Bowl without. Whoa, hey, well, bless your heart, man. Bless your heart. Appreciate the super chat. So the Steve Keim news, right? Are we going to get rid of Steve Keim? Because per CBS Sports, they're led to believe that Steve Keim, this is his last year with the Arizona Cardinals. And obviously, the moment I heard this bright and early in the morning, I got myself super excited. I'm like, let's go, let's go. There's some bright spots for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. And that is that if Steve Keim leaves, we could possibly get a GM that's competent. That's great. That obviously deserves a golf clap on its own right there. So reports that Steve Keim might no longer be the GM for the Arizona Cardinals got me all giggly inside. I think it's rightfully so. I think a lot of this fan base has dealt with Steve Keim's shenanigans and picks and try to build a roster out for quite some time. And I think it's finally time, and I think it's cooked. Now, would I have rather Michael Bidwell do it differently, right? Would I rather Michael Bidwell do something different pertaining to the way that it was done? I mean, well, if he was sick, then obviously not, right? I mean, it is what it is. But it does seem like Michael Bidwell is trying to do a solid for Steve Keim. It's what it seems like. But being that we heard this news is great. It's absolutely great news for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward, because it means that we're going to get another person in the front office that's going to see a different vision, right? Another person in the front office that's going to get the opportunity to build up this roster in their vision and the way that they want to build a roster out. Hell yeah. Let's go. We got so many holes on this team, ladies and gentlemen. So many holes. So many holes. And I think a new leadership, I think another person coming in here and giving us his perspective of things, I think it's a much needed, refreshing view for Arizona Cardinal fans moving forward. I truly do. Absolutely, truly do. Let me get to the super chat. He says, do you think Adrian Wilson would be a good GM? I think, I mean, honestly, my biasness for Adrian Wilson is because he is a former great Arizona Cardinal player. So I think yes, right? I think yes, but I mean, I truly don't know 100%. It's all going to be Michael Bidwell's decision and what he's going to feel like, right? Now, in that report, it does say strong consideration for Adrian Wilson or Quentin Harris. One thing, if I'm going to put my money down on something, I would probably say that Michael Bidwell is probably going to want to promote internally. I don't know. Something about Michael Bidwell. I think he's going to want to promote internally. Would I rather get somebody out, out of the organization? Yeah, I mean, I'm down with that. Hell yeah. I'm down. But I think knowing Michael Bidwell for as long as I've been seeing him do what he does, I don't know. I'm leading to believe that he might be getting somebody internally, either Quentin Harris or Adrian Wilson. So, I mean, whatever decision Michael Bidwell says, I mean, man, we just gotta have to kind of wait and see how it all shakes out. Now, one of the big things that I feel like Steve Keim didn't do a great job at, getting obviously positions of need, as well as building an offensive line. Boy, our offensive line looks so darn bad. So darn bad. Now, yes, we had injuries, but damn. We just saw a Denver Broncos team that also struggled through injuries as well, and they still beat us. They still beat us. So I got a couple super chats to get through. Let me get to these 2 super chats. MGO, what's up, brother? He says, why are Cardinal fans saying we should draft a QB? That's the dumbest thing I've heard. We need a defensive tackle or a defensive end. The only time we should draft a QB is in the 5th. Yeah, I mean, so I guess let me address it, because obviously you super chatted. Thank you so much for doing that. I think the only reason why people are saying this right now, although I don't believe it's the route the Arizona Cardinals should do, especially in the 1st, the 2nd, or the 3rd round. If they want to take a flyer in a 4th rounder, hell, maybe even I would say a 4th rounder. Then that would be different, right? Because even our 4th round is 105th, at least as of right now. So we have the 4th pick, the 35th, the 68, and the 97th. So we got 4 picks all in the top 3, and then we have the 105th as well, which is the 4th. So if we want to take a flyer on somebody, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be mad at that. I truly wouldn't. But I think people are saying that because they don't believe in Kyler, right? I mean, and that's just kind of people's perception and how they feel about Kyler so far. So, I mean, at this very moment, I don't know. Let me get to Trash Boat. He says, just coming in, what's been going on with the team? Oh boy, man, you missed a lot, brother. You missed an absolute. I have a lot of videos. If you want to get yourself updated, there's so much videos that I can't even begin to talk about how much news that you've been missing for Arizona Cardinals in general. Biggest thing is that we lost today. Biggest thing. We did get a new channel member. Appreciate you, JK Gamer. Thank you so very much for becoming a new channel member, brother. So, I mean, going back to the situation, right? Steve Keim. Steve Keim seems to be in the right side of getting the hell out of here, which is exactly what we need as an Arizona Cardinal fan base. We need somebody new. We need somebody refreshing. We need somebody able to come into here and just change the narrative and what's been going on so far, right? So that's one of the big Steve Keim news is currently going on, right? It's a big cluster F of things that we've been seeing time in and time again. Now, is Cliff going to last the whole year? That's the question of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Is Cliff going to last the whole year? That's the freaking question of the day. I don't know. I don't know. With the performance like this, it would be hard for me to say he would, but knowing Michael Bidwell, I don't think he wants to make any rash decisions right now. I could be wrong. Tomorrow morning, we can hear something say, breaking news, Cliff Kingsbury is gone. We might. But being that we lost to Nathaniel Hackett, this has to be one of those things that I'm assuming Michael Bidwell is not going to take lightly. I wouldn't take this lightly as an owner. I truly wouldn't. This is the lowest of lows. I don't think I could remember another low loss this year other than this one. Now, it probably isn't fair, right? Because we're already in week 15 and we know what the Broncos are. But damn, we sucked. We're terrible today. We're absolutely terrible. The defense did good in the first half. Great. I think the defense played lights out. Held them to 3 points. They did a good job. 3rd quarter came out, 7 points. 4th quarter came out, 14 points. So it's just like, it's a mess, right? Any chance the offense or anything that the defense did to try to change momentum, the offense just couldn't get it done, y'all. They just couldn't get it done. So that's what it is, right? It's what it is. So that's the latest Steve Keim news. Now, I also want to talk about this a little bit. Now, I'm only going to touch on it here and there, and we're not going to dive too much into this. I still do think we have good players. I truly do. Our offensive line, right? We can get some better people on the offensive line for sure. But damn, DeAndre Hopkins? This man had 7 receptions, 60 yards. Trey McBride, 4 receptions, 55 yards. Probably one of Trey McBride's better games. Let me just say that right there. James Conner got 3 receptions, 28 yards. Marquise Hollywood Brown, 4 receptions, 19 yards. Do y'all remember all the people that were saying, oh my God, watch out when Marquise Hollywood Brown and DeAndre Hopkins is on the field? Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be pandemonium. Now, granted, yes, we don't have Kyler Murray. I get that. But so far, I haven't seen the spark that I thought I was going to see with having them both on the field, at least as of right now. I haven't seen it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to kind of get to that level. But as of right now, with losing to the Broncos, I truly thought we were going to go up further up. I truly did. At one point, the Arizona Cardinals had the 6th overall pick, and then we had the 5th overall pick. And now, because we lost against the Denver Broncos, we are now sitting at the 4th overall pick. The 4th. 4th overall pick in the NFL draft. Now, we also have a 2nd rounder, which is sitting at the 35th. Another 3rd rounder at 68. I'm sorry, I apologize. 4th, a 2nd in the 35th, 2 thirds, a 68 and 97, and then 105th, which is the 4th, 170, which is the 5th, a 6th at 179, the 6th at 214, and a 7th at 222. So we got some picks. Then we got a total of 9 draft picks. I swear, if we don't at least get 3 starters out of these draft picks, boy. But it kind of opens up a lot of room for the Arizona Cardinals, right? I feel like it does. Because let's say, for example, Houston, I truly believe that Houston is going to get a quarterback. I think it's a no-brainer. They're going to get their choice of the number 1 quarterback in this draft. And I think they're going to go the quarterback route. Now, for the Bears being at the number 2 spot, they're probably going to go defensive side. I'm only assuming. Maybe they might want to get a top wide receiver. Maybe, right? Maybe somebody on the defensive side. I don't truly know where Chicago would go. In my mind, I would say defensive. Now, the Seattle Seahawks, at one point, I truly believed that the Seattle Seahawks was going to do a quarterback or get a quarterback in the draft. Now, I was told by a few Seattle Seahawks fans that they don't want to go quarterback in the 3rd. They want to get a premier defensive player. Will Anderson, Carter. So, I mean, the Arizona Cardinals has a good spot. We're sitting at number 4, and we actually can drop down to the number 2 spot and how bad we are. Or even the number 3 spot with how bad we are. We are truly a dumpster fire of an organization right now, ladies and gentlemen. There's no shaking it any other way. This organization is bad right now. This team is playing bad under Cliff. Truly playing bad. So, I mean, if I can just give a real quick mock, right? I would say Houston quarterback. In my mind, I think Chicago would go defensive side. I mean, if they get a wide receiver, that helps us out, right? Because they leave some defensive players on the board. Seattle Seahawks in that 3rd pick, I think they're going to go either Will Anderson or another edge player, in my mind. Now, we could possibly get Carter in the 4th pick. Now, do you want to get him? Right? I mean, right now, we got to see what happens with free agency, right? Free agency is coming up in March. Got a lot to talk about there, how this team's going to be built right, who's going to be our next coach if Cliff gets fired. There's a lot to talk about. It truly is. A lot to talk about here for the Arizona Cardinals moving forward. I got a few super chats come through. Appreciate you, MGO. He says, why does our fan base blame and hate Kyler so much? All they do is throw him under the bus. They said McCoy was better than him. Well, honestly, if they didn't see this game, I don't know what else to tell them, right? All I can tell you is ignore them, right? It's the truth of the nature. We saw Trace McSorley look bad. We saw Colt McCoy when he was on the field, and obviously before he got his concussion, he didn't look the greatest either. He didn't look that good. So I know there's a lot of Cardinal fans out there that are, trying to throw Kyler in the bus. What I would say at this very moment, just ignore him, right? I mean, we all have strong beliefs, and we all do truly feel that Kyler Murray can be the guy, right? He just needs to get an offensive line. He's got weapons. He needs to get an offensive line. I like James Conner, I truly do, but let's see if Keontae Ingram can be the future running back, right? Now, as of right now, James Conner is going to be the number one running back as long as he stays healthy, at least for next year. At least. Now, if he gets beat out in training camp, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, let me get to these other super chats. AZ fan, what's up, brother? Appreciate another super chat. He says, do you think we draft a cornerback or a defensive tackle first? Bro, honestly, defensive tackle. Honestly. At one point, I would say cornerback, right? But no, I think defensive tackle needs to happen. I truly do think that we need to get a defensive tackle. Now, we have some young players on edge, right? We have some young players that look some promising, right? Majay, Cameron Thomas. But right now, we got Dennis Gardeck, and we also got Marcus Golden that's taking up a lot of their reps. Not a lot, but their reps. So once the moment that they start getting phased out, we're going to get these young guys coming in. I'm hoping that we start seeing a lot of them more than anything, because like I'm kind of tired of seeing them. I love Marcus. Trust me, I love Marcus Golden, but I want to see what they can do in a consistent fashion. Give me Cameron Thomas, give me Majay Sanders in a consistent fashion. Give them the most snaps. 80%, 75%. That's what I want to see. Another super chat coming through. What's up, Michael? Appreciate you. He says it's Carter season, baby. Well, let me ask you, Michael. Do you guys would you want Will Anderson or Carter? Like, what if they both fell in your lap? Would you want Jalen Carter or would you want Will Anderson? I think that's the kind of the biggest thing going into the season or going into this offseason, right? That like most Cardinal fans, they're done. They're checked out. Like most Cardinal fans are done with this season. Me? I mean, I'm still going to watch because that's just my nature. We're a 4-10 team though. Like this is more than just injuries in my mind. This is culture. This is a team that doesn't seem to want to play anymore. It seems like a team that's getting paid every game day with the game check. And they're just like, all right, let's get through this, right? Let's get through this lethargic offense that can't seem to get going, right? Let's get through this lethargic culture and organization that just can't get anything going. And everything just kind of comes crashing and burning for the Arizona Cardinals, right, in the second half. It's a tale of the same thing that we've been seeing a lot. A tale of a lot of things that we've been seeing. Now, me, right, I guess the big question is Jalen Carter or Will Anderson Jr., right? That's the big question. Now, me, I don't think J.J. Watt, although he had a very good game this year, this game, and he's got the most sacks in the Arizona Cardinals. Kudos to him. I don't know if I feel 100% bringing in J.J. Watt unless it's a very, very, very nice team-friendly deal. But I don't want to be in a situation again where we get a first-round pick and they don't get any reps. I want our first-round pick to be out there. So if it's going to be Jalen Carter, J.J. Watt needs to be under the understanding that you might not be getting in most of the starts. Or, I mean, maybe the start, but a lot of the snaps, right? You're going to be there still. You're going to be kind of mixing it in, but it might be half and half. I want to see my first-round pick produce year one, especially if we're picking somebody up in the 4th overall pick. Man, this man's got to be producing for the Arizona Cardinals. Producing. So, Jalen Carter, Will Anderson. That's the big question. It's a big question. I think everybody in this chat thinks that Houston's going to go quarterback, right? Everybody in this chat thinks that Houston's going to go quarterback, right? Chicago, they can go offensive side. They can get a wide receiver, which I don't know if one goes that high at number 2, or they go in defense. If Chicago goes either Will Anderson or Jalen Carter, damn. I guess it just depends on what happens with the Seahawks, because you also have the idea of maybe possibly trading back as well. Get an offensive tackle or offensive lineman. Somebody like that. Maybe get some more picks.
Here's what I found.
Sorry, Siri over here. Sorry, I gotta shut Siri down. So, I mean, it's open. It's open right now. 4th overall spot in the NFL draft, and boy, it feels good. I love it. 3 more games. Can we end the season, ladies and gentlemen? Can we end the season Here we go. Michael, what's up, brother? We got a Seahawk fan donating here. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so very much, man. He says, hands down, Carter. We drafted Mofe. I know who you're talking about. I never could pronounce his name. Second overall last year. He's been playing good and had shown growth. Why would we replace him with Anderson? Many other Hawks fans agree with me. That's a good call out. That is truly, truly good call out. For us as Cardinal fans, I think we're kind of in the same boat. Although your pick is maybe a higher pick, because we got two edge rushers, two young edge rushers, Majay as well as Cameron Thomas. So we're kind of in the same boat as you, right? We're just kind of. I think Jalen Carter would be my pick as well. Now, I think Denver will probably win more games. Sorry, I think they will. I think the Arizona Cardinals are done. I don't think we're going to be getting any more wins, personally. Here's what Denver has left. Denver has the Rams. Y'all, the Rams suck. We suck, and I know a team that sucks. The Rams are terrible. So terrible. So the Broncos could possibly beat them. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Who else do they got? After that, they got the Chiefs. You know the Chiefs are going to beat them, right? We know it. The Chiefs are going to beat them. And then after that, they got the Chargers. Another division game. So I think they can at least win one more game. Truly do. Truly do. What's up, Illadre? We need to get the best corner, defensive tackle, and that's the thing. And that's the thing. We have so many holes because Steve Keim in the second round last year ended up getting a tight end. That's why. That's why. We got a tight end with the second pick in the NFL draft last year, and we got a tight end. Thanks, Steve Keim. I appreciate you. When you know darn well that corner was a need, defensive, interior was a need. Say what you want about J.J. Watt. I think, it's coming, right? I think retirement's coming soon. If not this year, the next year. He's been very productive. I don't know if I want him for a multi-year deal here, though. That's for darn sure. And then, offensive side, the offensive line. Facts. So, we just ignored our needs because of Steve Keim. We ignored him. We said, oh, you need a corner? Nah, we'll get you a linebacker back to back. And then on top of that, a second round, we'll get you a tight end because he's the best one in the draft. So, it's wild, y'all. It's wild. It's a wild place to be, but this is where we're at, right? We're 4-10. There's no sugarcoating it. We're terrible. We're terrible. Anybody that gets upset about, the people saying things like, oh, Kyler Murray get traded or do this to Kyler Murray or do this, do that. If you don't, just honestly at this point, just shut them off. If you need to block people, if you need to do that, just do what you got to do. Just shut it off, because honestly, at this very moment, there's no point in going back and forth with an Arizona Cardinal fan that feels differently, because we suck. We're terrible. What are we fighting for? For nothing. We're a 4-10 team. That's just who we are. I would be absolutely super shocked. I would be shocked if Cliff keeps his job. Shocked. I don't know. With this whole news with Steve Keim, it looks like a new regime might be coming in as well, right? The Steve Keim news that we ended up talking about a little earlier in the stream. We're terrible. Terrible. I don't know. I'm curious in the chat. Does Cliff go at the end of the year? That's my question to you guys. Does Cliff go at the end, or does he lose his job? Let's just put it that way. Does Cliff lose his job? Got 3 more games. Falcons, Bucks, 49ers. Do y'all see a win here? Do y'all see a win? Maybe the Falcons? Maybe? We ain't losing. We ain't winning the Bucks. That's for darn sure. We ain't winning the 49ers. That's for darn sure. They want to sweep the NFC West. And with us, they can do that without Deebo Samuel. Honestly. We have some people saying, yes, yes, Cliff is gone. Yes, yes. And then this season gone. Yeah. I don't see a win. I truly don't see a win for the Cardinals moving forward. Maybe the Atlanta Falcons, maybe. But this was supposed to be the win right here from the Broncos, but nope. Nope, 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 nope. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not our decision, right? I mean, we all know what we did to Keim, right? We all know what we did to Keim. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, I know Michael Bidwell was listening. And obviously, the season didn't turn out the way that it did. So it was more fuel to the fire. More fuel to the fire. But I truly do believe with the one voice that we've created here on the AZ Sports fan family, I truly do think that that's kind of what led to, you know, in the minds of this organization saying, oh, bro, maybe this ain't the right thing. No crap, it ain't the right thing. Keim should have been gone a while ago. He truly should have. We got somebody in the chat saying keep Cliff. No, that's why you're a 49er fan, my dude. No, honestly, I would be shocked. At this point, I'm not going to say anything that, you know, Michael Bidwell is going to do or what he should do, what he has already done, or at least what the reports are saying about Keim. I think that's already a win, ladies and gentlemen. Call me crazy, but right now we just cut the head off of Hydra. Just cut it off. No more head growing because we took the nub right off. Cut the head right off of Hydra. And getting rid of Steve Keim, at least what these reports are saying, if this is actually true, that's a W on its own right there. Getting rid of the guy that can't draft, the guy that can't build a team, it's huge. The W on its own right there. I'll take it. So if Cliff does stay one more year, I mean, it's going to be weird to see. I don't see it happening, especially if Keim leaves, because I was always under the impression that they're a package. Maybe not Kyler, but Kyler's here to stay, at least in my mind, at least next year, right? We'll kind of see how he bounces back. But yeah, it's nuts out here. Now, let me ask you guys this. DeAndre Hopkins, if we're truly going on a rebuild, right? Well, maybe not. You know how they're like, oh, not rebuild, but retool. DeAndre Hopkins, if we can still get a first-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins, would you, in fact, trade DeAndre Hopkins away? Now, also keep in mind that Marquise Hollywood Brown needs to get paid, right? Marquise needs to get paid. Is that going to be here with the Cardinals? Possibly. I mean, we gave him a first-round pick for him, so you're kind of, you know, your hands are tied behind your back at this very moment. You kind of have to. So the idea of possibly trading DeAndre Hopkins to a team that has the ability to make a Super Bowl, I mean, I think if you would ask DeAndre Hopkins, he probably would want to, right? I don't think he's got any emotional ties to the Arizona Cardinals. I truly don't think he does. I mean, if he doesn't go away, cool. I'm down with that too. But that can be another chip for a GM to come in and say, okay, let's rebuild this beat, you know? Let's rebuild this and see what happens. Because DeAndre Hopkins has had a good year. He truly has. And he's missed, what, 6 games? He's missed 6 games. And let's take a look at DeAndre Hopkins' stats right now. 653 yards, 56 receptions, and 3 touchdowns. And that's with 3 games left. 3 games left. 653 yards, 3 touchdowns, 56 receptions. I mean, with 6 games gone, I mean, you can very well get a first-round pick, at least in my mind. JK Gamer, what's up, brother? He says, Keim leaving is my super. Facts, bro. Exactly. Dude, truly. Like honestly, I'm not mad at this. I'm truly not mad at this game. I was watching this game, and I was like, okay, I mean, all right. You know, at one point, we had the lead, right? It was 6-3, and I was like, all right, I see you, Cardinals. You know, I see what you're doing here. Second half came through, and I'm like, oh, yeah, here's the Cardinals. Here's the Cardinals. Here we go. So, I mean, like, truly, it can be possible. I mean, it could be possible. Get a team that might be able to do something. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. We'll see though, right? We'll see how it all shakes out. But yes, I agree with you, JK Gamer. Yes, it was my Super Bowl too, honestly. Actually waking up with a smile, right? And you're thinking about the Cardinals, it's a good thing. It's an absolute good thing, y'all. It's a good thing. Thank you so very much, JK. Appreciate the super chat. If this is your first time here, ladies and gentlemen, do me a quick favor. Subscribe. Smack the like button if you guys haven't done so already. Right now, we're sitting with 136 people in here right now talking Cardinals. Appreciate you guys for being here, by the way. Smack the like button if you haven't done so, or subscribe. We're on the road to 11K, 12K, 13K. We're trying to get as much K as we possibly can. So definitely go ahead and subscribe it up if this is your first time here. Appreciate y'all. No, it's funny because I was going to do a watch party for this game. I was truly going to do a watch party for this game, but I am so darn glad I didn't do a watch party for this game because, boy, this game was bad. Bad. The first season or first half was bad. It's just a lot of lethargic looking Cardinals. I mean, it just looked bad. So right now, Cardinal fans, right, in the chat, at least most of you guys are Cardinal fans. 4th overall spot. We need Denver to keep winning, at least one more. Chicago, I was looking at their record or their last 3 games as well. Chicago has the Bills, the Lions, which are playing very good, and then the Vikings. Maybe they can catch the Lions slipping, but honestly, I think the Lions are like they're trying to start something over there. They're trying to start something over there. Like, they truly believe they're going to go into the playoffs, or they at least have a playoff hope, right? Then they just beat the Jets today, right? They beat the Jets today. They're 7-7. The Lions are 7-7. Oh my goodness, I just noticed that. The Lions are 7-7. Sheesh. Damn, that's bad. Cardinals are sitting at 4-10. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be fine, everybody. We'll be fine. Wow, insane, y'all. It's crazy to find out that we're here right now, right? It's crazy. With Jared, exactly. The Lions are 7-7 with Jared Goff, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in. Wow, absolute wow. Now, I think we got a lot to talk about, right? Pertaining to the draft, free agency is going to be pretty fun as well. Who are we going to bring back? I think it's a lot of stuff to talk about in the offseason. So at least we'll have a fun-filled offseason to talk about because, let's be honest, like, can you guys answer this in the chat? Are you guys done with this team, right? Yes or no? Or yes, you're done with this, or no, we're going to win all 3 games. How are you guys truly feeling about this Arizona Cardinal team? Like, truly. No? We're going to win all these games, or at least, we're still going to fight, or yes, we're done. How are y'all feeling? Because I remember making a poll about a week or 2 ago, and most everybody was like, I'm done with this team. Somebody on my social media told me, like, hey, I'm glad I went Christmas shopping today. They were like, yeah, dude, I'm glad I'm glad I didn't watch this debacle. This team's bad, y'all. Is the tank is on. Tank season. Yeah, this is as bad as it gets. It's as bad as it gets. We might only have 4 wins, y'all. We might have 4 wins and staying that. Now, I'm not sure if you guys know, but there was some updates from Kyler Murray as well this morning as well. So I know that the Steve Keim news kind of shattered and overshot the Kyler Murray news, but there was news pertaining to Kyler Murray and Ian Rappaport and as well as Adam Schefter saying that because Kyler Murray had a clean ACL tear, now they're not going to operate on him until, I believe, after Christmas. I believe that's the timeline. They put a timeline on Kyler Murray 6 to 8 months. I'm not sure how feasible that is, or I'm not sure how accurate that is. But if that's the case, that Kyler Murray can very well be available if their timetable is correct. But we all know how tricky ACLs, tears can be, right? But yeah, that's the latest news on Kyler Murray. Maybe he might be back sooner. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. At least at this very moment, I know surgery is going to be in the end of Christmas. So we'll see there. Let me ask you guys this question. Last question, I promise. Do you guys think the Arizona Cardinals should draft a quarterback? And I'm not saying with the first or the second or maybe even the third, but we have a third comp pick on 97th, and then we have the fourth pick, which is the 105th. Do you think the Arizona Cardinals should take a flyer on a quarterback? Let's say Kyler Murray isn't ready to go. Right? On the fourth pick. Anybody? No. Okay, we got a little more. We got a yes. Let me say John Skilton. Sheesh. Got some yeses. I know that might affect Kyler Murray, right? Drafting, I know that doesn't look good. But didn't we see somebody get drafted like that, right? Didn't we see Carson Wentz and the Eagles, and they ended up getting Jalen Hurts, and that worked out for them. that worked out for them. I don't know if the Cardinals will do it. I truly don't know if the Cardinals will do it. If Kyler Murray is good to go, and they know that for a fact, then yeah, I would say no. If they have any doubt, I don't know what the 2023 season is going to hurt. Hold on. I truly don't. Truly don't. Truly don't. Yeah, we got a lot of holes, y'all. Offensive line, cornerback. Some might say cornerback is still up there. Trayvon Mullen just got released, right? Yeah, Trayvon. So we got Byron Murphy, which is still hurt. Marco Wilson, which I believe was also hurt. Antonio Hamilton, I don't think he will be back. Dude, honestly, cornerback actually seems like a good option as well. If we do end up trading back and get a cornerback, I feel like that would be nice. I think that would be nice. Man, the Cardinals can go any which way, y'all. Can't go any freaking which way, honestly. Got so many holes. Ah, so annoying. So annoying. Why, like, yeah, honestly, I think getting an offensive lineman would be smart. Offensive lineman would be absolutely smart for the Arizona Cardinals to do. Maybe trade back and getting one of the top offensive linemen, right? Right now, the mock on Tankathon is saying that the Arizona Cardinals are getting Jalen Carter. That's the mock. And then on the 35th, Nolan Smith, which is an edge player. And then in the third round, Zach Evans, running back from Ole Miss. I'm not sure how I feel about that one. And then 97, Travius Hodge Tomlinson from TCU, cornerback. So they're kind of already starting to mock some players over to the Arizona Cardinals, at least as of right now. Jalen would be dope, man. That would be great. I think that would be actually really good. But if he does go before, which is a strong possibility, there's still more holes for the Arizona Cardinals. Still more holes. Cornerback. Offensive line. So, I think we'll be all right. I think we'll be all right. Let's see here. Will Anderson or, yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like, if we do go Will Anderson, which I wouldn't be mad either, right? I truly won't. Getting Will Anderson would confuse me with what's going to happen with Majay, and it's going to confuse me on what's going to happen with Cameron Thomas. Now, I get it, right? New regimes coming in here, they can care less on what Steve Keim drafted, right? So, I mean, it might happen. I mean, Will Anderson would be dope. I would like that as well. It just would confuse me on how, or not confuse me, but it would be worrisome on how it's going to be worked out with the two young, studs that we have, or, young up and coming players that we have coming. Like, they're not great, but they have flashes. They have flashes here and there. Yeah, so that's a good question. Baker Mayfield, that's what brought to the question. Honestly, Baker Mayfield, to me, this is the way I think it's going to shake out. I think Matthew Stafford is going to retire. I truly do think Matthew Stafford is going to retire. I don't think his wife wants him to play anymore. He already got a Super Bowl. I think that he is going to be gone. And what's going to happen? Baker Mayfield, I believe, is going to sign with the Rams. That's why I think. That's what I think is going to happen. I mean, I could be wrong. Matthew Stafford could come back and start throwing multiple more interceptions. I mean, that could be a thing, right? That can be a thing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Somebody said, "No, I don't think Tom Brady's gonna come to this dumpster. I don't think Tom Brady's coming here at all. If that's what you're holding hope to, I don't think that's gonna happen. No. Kyler Murray's still the guy right now. Let's keep it going here. Yep, exactly. Yep. So new regimes don't really care. Yeah, now, and I agree with that too. I don't think they would care, honestly, because it's not their draft picks. It's not their vision and who they're drafting, right? I honestly think it's going to be somebody internal. I know people don't want to think that. I know people don't want it. I've already heard so many people saying, don't promote anybody internal. We need somebody new, somebody from the outside, right? Somebody with the winning culture. I've seen the comments. I mean, some people are cool with A-Dub. I mean, I honestly, I wouldn't mind him. I truly wouldn't. But if I can bet a few dollars on it, I think Michael Biddle is going to play it safe, to be honest with you. I think he's going to try to promote within. I constantly strive for... Jesus, man. Siri's over here trying to talk about something. I think Michael Biddle is going to promote within. If I were to put $5 on it, I think he's going to promote within. Quinn Harris or Adrian Wilson. But it's kind of one of those things where I'm not really like too worried about it. Like I want to see, obviously, right, who's going to be our next GM. But I truly think that that's the way that Michael Biddle is going to be. He's going to go that route. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I don't know. We'll see. 3 games left, ladies and gentlemen. 3 games left in the season. Got the Falcons. Got the Bucks on Christmas. Oh my God, y'all. We're gonna get destroyed on Christmas. We're gonna get destroyed on Christmas. And then we got the 49ers to end the season. So, yeah, I'm excited. Everybody excited. That's going to be the way that we're going to be ending the stream here pretty soon. I appreciate everybody for coming through. This post game, obviously, there's not a lot of tempers, right? I mean, I'm kind of one of those. I'm like, okay, I mean, it is what it is, right? We're 4-10. It is what it is. We'll see how this shakes out. I don't know. I think just the next domino to fall is Cliff at this moment. Cliff's the next domino to fall. Jake, I don't think this will ever happen. I truly don't think so. I don't think Colin Kaepernick is going to happen. But just saying, no, I don't think it's going to. I think he's been blackballed from the NFL. I don't think it's going to happen. I got to look at the list to see who's going to be the projected available quarterbacks. Because I'm not sure if Colt McCoy might even come back either. I mean, he's won a few games for us, right? But man, concussion protocol. It's hurt. He didn't play very well today. Didn't play very well against the Patriots. So it's kind of like, I feel like it's cooked at this very moment. But I don't think Colin Kaepernick's ever going to make a return at this moment. I don't think he's going to. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so... Oh, here we go. Last super chat of the night. Appreciate you, Michael. Thank you so very much. Man, we got my guy Michael over here clutch with another super chat. He says, you guys should draft a quarterback who says there are 3 draft mistakes ahead of him. We both know who said that in Cards history. Yeah, unfortunately, we do know Chosen Rosen. At that very moment when he said that, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, right? He's got some spunk. He's got some desire to win. I remember him saying that he wants to go for Tom Brady's record in Super Bowls. I remember him saying that too. Hey, boy, did that not shake out for the Arizona Cardinals at all. Or Josh Rosen. Appreciate the super chat, Michael. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this post-game show. Didn't really talk about too much about the game, right? But because like, what's the point? What's the point at this very moment? We are who we are. We'll see what happens moving forward for the Arizona Cardinals. At this very moment, the ball is in Michael Bidwell's court. Steve Keim looks to be the first domino to fall, and we're going to have to see what happens with Cliff Kingsbury. Thank you, everybody, for coming through. It's been an absolute pleasure. Definitely fire emoji it up in the comments below. If you haven't smacked the like button, then definitely do that favor for me right now. Smack the like button. Do it for the algorithm, as well as subscribe if this is your first time here as well, guys. Thank you so very much for coming through. It's been an absolute pleasure. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cards.